So I'm getting used to this new system. So we moved from Zoho Showtime to Zoom webinar. It's relatively new for me. And probably you're asking why we did the move. And the reason is that when we use the Zoho Showtime, the recording is 720 DPI, which is not high resolution. And therefore the recordings were not really great quality. So we decided just to move to Zoom webinar to create better recordings so you guys can get more value out of those sessions. In this system, I assume that you have an area of Q&A, and using the Q&A, you can ask questions the same way that you did before. You also have the chat area that you can chat. So I think that all that is supposed to be pretty easy. I like to share with you a video that I created. We created two videos. One video is for Zoho CRM features list for the user interface, and the other one is another video, Zoho CRM features list for the settings. And those are not live yet, but I will be more than happy to push it here. So I just pasted the link to this video on the chat. So in case that one of you like to see it before it's going live, so you will have access to it. So that was news number one. The second one, let me just share my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen, guys? Can you just let me know if you can see it? Very good. Okay, thank you. So we ran a campaign about 2 weeks ago, and we work with a very good reputable company on the campaign side. And it's funny that when we work with them, they showed us great reports about our campaigns are performing and all the regular BS. But we at Zoho on the other side receiving all the information. Of course, this is not the real information, but we got to the campaign. We got basically all the leads, all the contacts, all the deals. And it took us about a week to declare the campaign as a loser, even though the marketing company was thrilled from the results and the traffic and all the big words. But because in Zoho, you are able to receive the information, you know exactly how much you spend, how much you earned, what's in the pipeline, what's your return on investment, without doing anything. Just watch the information and the data, and you can understand as a business owner, it's if it's a winner or a loser. So I cannot really emphasize enough the need to have proper way to measure your marketing, which is it's a place that burns so much money. Someone is saying that he cannot see my video or cannot see the link to the videos. So I posted it here. Let me just do it again. So it's in the chat again. Let me know if you can see the link again. It's a YouTube link. Still no link. I have no idea why not. So to all participants, so I will send an email after this session to everyone with this link. Or to panelists, you're right. Someone wrote me that I'm sending to panelists, and it's absolutely right. Let me do it again. Sorry, guys, first time on Zoom webinar. Yeah, I can post a link. Look at that. Very good. Okay, thank you guys. Very good. Okay. So let's start with question number 1, and we have Cody here. Let me open your mic, Cody. Okay, so Cody, your mic is open.
Hi.
How are you today?
All right. How are you?
Good, long time.
Yeah, absolutely. So, basically, I'm looking for like the best solution here. Is there any way for me to share my screen briefly or not?
No, not on Zoom webinar.
Okay. So,
Sorry.
so basically, I'm moving from another CRM to Zoho, and it provides these really nice features that basically a lead gets added, and it'll send all these automated emails at certain times of each day, and if they respond, then it breaks out of that sequence. So I was wondering what you suggest to do that with Zoho CRM, or if there's any other like Zoho product that can do that.
Okay, so you're saying that when a lead comes in and you're starting to send some automation emails, whenever the lead responds, you want to stop everything.
Right, exactly. Because all the emails are basically just trying to pick at them saying, hey, I'm trying to get in touch with you. You filled out a form, I need your contact details when you're available, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, very good question. Okay, so let's do it like that. So first of all, we'll need to go to the settings. We'll go to modules and fields, and we're going to add one field. And let's call this field lead responded. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay. So that will be a pick list, lead responded, and that will be a yes or a no. So that's step number 1. Step number 2, there is a small workflow that you will need to set, and you can go to the settings, you can go to the workflow rules, okay, create a new rule, go to the leads, to the emails, and response from a lead. Now, when you go to the emails workflow, you will have 2 options. One is if you got an incoming email from the person or outgoing email. In our case, we want to run the automation when an email is being received. Are you with me?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so this is number 1. Now, the question is, first of all, if you want to set any conditions. In my case, probably I don't want any conditions. I want whenever an email is being responded, if it's positive, negative, whatever it is, I want to know about it and to stop the other workflows from running. Right?
Yep, absolutely. So in here, you can also define if it's a positive or negative response.
You can do, for example, if it contains stop,
I gotcha.
if it contains don't bother me, whatever it is.
That makes sense.
But for now, I just want to stop all communications whenever there is an incoming email.
Perfect.
It will apply the rule for a lead or a contact. And in this case, it will be for a lead. And
so
I want, yes.
So for contacts, I would just make another workflow for those as well.
You are correct. You are correct.
Okay.
So for now, we're doing it on the lead, and I want to run it for all the leads, not for specific ones. Cool. Are we good?
Yeah.
Next, we're going to field update, and we're going to create a new field update. And if you remember, we created a field named lead responded. And we will write here the name will be lead responded to an email. And the value will be lead responded equals yes. Okay?
Very good.
So now if we're going over this workflow, the workflow is running on the emails module. Whenever an email is being received, this trigger will shoot. It will apply to any email and any lead with no conditions. And it will change the lead responded to yes. That's all we're doing here. So this is step number one. Now, for people that like to be more advanced, if, for example, you have specific emails and they have specific templates, so let's say the subject will be, here is more information regarding our services, and that will be the subject. You can actually have your condition, and you can have here the subject is, and the same subject that you have from the email template.
Right, or it would be contains because the response would probably be like
Rare.
Got
Exactly. You got it. Okay. So let's have no conditions and
Cool.
save. So that's step number one. Step number two, you probably have some kind of workflows that are already triggering, let's say, like a drip. I don't know if I have, yeah, I have here some drip. In this drip, instead of just shooting based on normal criteria, I will add one more, and that's the lead responded is not yes. Now, I did not say is no, because by default, the field might be empty.
Right.
So is not yes. So if it's yes, it will not do it. And you will need to add the same criteria if you have more conditions and more workflows. And that will work like a charm.
Okay, so every time one of those scheduled actions go out, it checks for the condition again?
Yes.
Wow, okay, cool. That's
Even
perfect.
if you have scheduled actions, 20 days, 50 days, it will always revert back to the criteria. And if the criteria is not met, the scheduled will not be sent.
Perfect, and this is a direct replacement for the sequences I was talking about.
Yes, and that will work. One more thing that I can add, in Zoho campaigns, actually in the workflow, no, ignore that. They fix it in the workflows. So yeah, so that's probably will work for you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, Cody. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Very good. Okay, let's continue. Next question. Mr. Basil, where are you? Here you are. Okay, so Basil, you're on.
Morning.
How are you today, Mr. Basil?
I'm well. Can you hear me?
Can hear you very, very good.
Okay. Do I need to, there's no echo?
No, it's perfect.
Wow. Okay. All right.
How are you today, Mr.?
I am well. I am, Carol is in Greece again, still.
Nice.
She's actually on the cruise. She's checking out this cruise ship that is going around the Mediterranean. And I'm getting ready to send off some clients to Greece. And what I need to print out, they send me copies of their passports as attachments, and I have them as attachments, and they're all different sizes. Anyway, it's a different story, but I didn't figure out how the heck to print out an attachment unless I download it and then print it out as from another service, not Zoho. Am I correct on that?
So let's go to, if I'm going to a lead, and those passports, those are attachments in your CRM.
They're attachments in the CRM, correct, in the record. Each record has its own attachment.
Never try to do it, you know. Usually the way that I'm doing it, I will have my work drive. And in the work drive, let's say that I will have here a folder name clients, or in your case, it will be probably trips.
Yep.
And here you will have, let's say, there is a family. And here you will have the attachments.
Right.
And usually I'm just, if I need to print, everything will be done from here, from a work drive. But let's try with an attachment. Sure, let's take this picture. Is there a way to print?
Nope.
So only download, huh?
Yeah, the only thing you can do is download it, and then you can print it from there.
Huh.
But if you can print it from Work Drive, then that's fine. Because I may not have them in the Word Drive. It's the next step I need to. I've been setting up the Work Drive, and I want to set up the other automation about where the documents are being saved. I'm not quite there yet.
With Work Drive, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, that can work, but it's stupid that you cannot print it from the attachments.
My friend, in the words of my very good friend Leo Isaac,
it is what it is. Yeah, probably it is. Yeah, but I will ask Zoho to check it out.
And what was my other question? I forgot about it, because there's a how do you print Zoho sign? Right, because what I thought, here's the thought. I thought, okay, now I need to complete some documents for boarding on boats, and I thought I would pre-fill their documents with their initial information anyway, and hand them out the form that it's a pre-boarding health declaration questionnaire, and then they want you to make sure that they say that you don't have COVID. So it's a little bit of a pain in the butt form to fill out, especially if you never filled it out before. So I thought I would create that form first with their initial information, and they can go in and just fill out the yes/no stuff on there. But I didn't figure out how the heck to.
It's a yes/no answers, right?
Correct. They don't have to do it online. They will be on paper, because the boats they want to have paper, so it will have to be actually a physical paper document. So it will.
Yeah, again, Work Drive Zoho shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Zoho shit or Zoho form, and you can just print it. Yeah, it's interesting that you're saying they need papers, and my brain says, how can we do it? I didn't do papers. I don't even know how many years. So yeah.
I know. I have the same stack of paper for my printer over here for the last 4 years. I just have one ream, and used to go through cases. So, but anyway, and that was and you can, because you said to do it. Can you get pre-filled with Zoho Sheets? Can you do?
If you want to pre-fill those forms?
Yeah.
Do it with mail merge. So you create your Zoho sheet.
See, it's the reason why I decided to do the DocuSign is because I was watching again this good friend of mine, is Leo Isaac. He knows everything, man. And this guy, if you don't know him, you gotta meet him. Anyway, good. He was saying in the Zoho Sign, you can take your PDF, which I already have, and then put the fields in the place in the PDF, and then you can pre-fill it. That's why I was going. I wasn't trying to recreate the whole form.
So do it like that. Instead of Zoho form, Zoho Sign, just go here and just run a mail merge. You see? And when you're running a mail merge, yeah, I have some garbage, but anyway. So when you're running a mail merge, it can preload the information, and you can print those pages. Okay. So for each one of the passengers, you can print its own form.
Okay.
I have a video on YouTube that shows exactly how to do it. I have, I think, 2 videos about mail merge, 2 or 3.
I think I watched at least one of them. Yeah. And by the way, because we're probably done with what I need to help, but when are you going to upload the Zoho Books thing?
I did.
You did? On the Academy? The paid version?
Oh, you mean the course?
Yeah.
No, Simon is working on a course, and that will be probably few months from now for Zoho Books. But we're creating now every week. Your Isaac, let's see. So we did this is the second video on it. This is the first video. So we have the bank feeds.
I watched that.
And there is also one more, the beginning of next week, about tag reporting.
Okay.
And there is one more that we already shoot, and it's in editing. It's about the customers and sales. So basically, sorry, the sales and expenses, purchase. So those two big chunks. And Simon is willing to do tons of videos, so we'll continue to generate more and more videos.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, my friend.
Do you find those videos helpful, the Zoho Books one?
Yes, actually, the one with Simon, I found it a little bit, because he's not going in depth. You know, he's saying, okay, this can be done. Doesn't show how it can be done. So okay, now
which areas specifically you want more? Maybe just drop me an email or something, because the idea of having those videos is for you, right? So for people. Otherwise, we have stuff to do except of generating videos.
I actually wonder if you have a life outside of the videos, but you know, I know you do.
Little bit, yeah, a little bit. But sure, shoot me emails or comments or whatever, and we'll create more content that is more targeted to the needs, because that's the only reason why we do all that. All
right, my good friend. You know what? I'm sure there's other people online, and I'm taking your time, and I hear me ramble. So I appreciate your help, and I like Zoom. I like what I see on Zoom. So
good.
I'm there. Okay.
Thank you, my friend.
Bye.
Thanks. Okay, Alexi, you're on. Your mic is open.
Hello.
How are you, Mr. Alexi?
I'm good. Hey, everyone.
Good to hear you.
Yeah, good to hear you and see you as well. You can, of course, see us now. Good stuff.
Right.
Okay, it's an involved question,
Sure.
but I'll start with a basic proposition. Is there a way to pick up data from one module in another module? For example, if in account I have a field that has a date, and I have 500 accounts that have dates in that field. Now I want to create the same field in contacts, but not in all contacts, or in all contacts, yes. Is there a way to create that field and just copy or pick up the data from accounts automatically? And then when the data is completed in one place, it just populates in contacts. So when I fill it in an accounts, it populates in contacts, or there is no way to do that.
Yeah, I'm sure that most of the people that listening to your question, they're saying, oh, I need it too. A very, very common request. There are two ways that you can achieve it. One way will be using a small script, and once you see how this script is built, you can just copy paste and do it yourself if you have time for it, but it's not supposed to take too much time. Option number two, there is a company named Blueroot, and they created an engine that is actually doing it like workflows, and they just do it for you. It's a monthly subscription service that do it for you. Another option we can try now. I don't know if that will work, but we can try. So let's simulate that we're trying to copy
in account.
In account, okay.
Yeah, so you go to account, and let's say just create any date field there, or if you already have date.
Let's create something.
Okay, so you can just create a date. Let's call it testing date. How about that?
Let's try that. So we have testing date.
Yeah.
In the account.
Yeah. So now we want to go to the contact within that account in this particular instance. Oh yeah, sorry. We would just go to the contact module, and Yeah, when I try to do it here and when I edited the properties here in contact to connect it to the account module, it didn't do anything for me.
How can you connect it to the account module? You will not be able to do it from here.
Well, I'll tell you how. If you click on those three dots,
Yes.
edit properties,
Mm-hmm.
You see the field label.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, sorry, not here. Scratch that. I was trying to use a lookup function. That's how.
With Zoho.
No, here, like you see that lookup field?
Oh, lookup. Okay, okay.
Yeah, so I try to do it via lookup, but okay, got you.
Not gonna work. So let's go to Zoho.
Okay.
Let's try to create a new flow. We'll call it trigger date.
Uh-huh.
And first of all, the trigger when we want to execute will be based on an application.
Yeah.
And the application will be Zoho CRM.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay with until now?
Yeah.
Okay. If I'm losing you at some point, let me know.
Okay.
So the trigger will be whenever there is an updated module entry, right? Whenever a value is being changed in any module.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we have here the connection, which is regular, and the trigger will be the accounts module.
Oh, yes, correct. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And let's see here. But that will not work good because it can trigger again and again, again. Let's do something else. I'm going to connect, instead of an application, I will do it based on a webhook.
Mm-hmm.
And I will show you what I'm trying to do. So I will have here a webhook, and the webhook is just a way for you to send information somewhere.
Okay.
And I will go back to Zoho CRM.
Mm-hmm.
In Zoho CRM, I will create a new workflow. Okay. And the workflow will be based on the account. And that will be sync test date.
Okay. Hold on a second.
Holding. And I will do it based on record action. Okay.
Yeah.
So when testing date is being changed, this is when the trigger takes place.
Correct. Yeah.
It will happen only when testing date is not empty, right?
Correct. Yes.
And I'm going to activate a webhook, right?
Yeah, give me a second. Isn't sorry. Where do you have oh, is not empty? Yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You can you will have the recording, Alexei. Don't worry.
Okay. Okay.
And I can help you whatever you want. Don't worry.
Sounds good. Okay. Yeah.
URL to notify will be here in the URL.
Got it.
And I will need to send two parameters. One will be the account ID. So I will know which account I'm talking about. And the other one will be the testing date.
Right.
Okay, those are the two parameters I need to send to this webhook.
Got you. Okay.
Okay, and let's click on save. In this flow, I'm going back to Zoho Flow now. I'm not in CRM, I'm jumping back to Flow. I'm going to click test. And now I will try to make a change in the testing date in any field, just so it will trigger my flow.
Right.
And when it's triggering the flow, I will see the information.
Okay.
Let's see. So we have the testing date. Webhook was invoked, but it's not showing me or anything. Let's try to do it like that. Test. Okay, but anyway, it's not working now, but that's the approach. The approach is to send a webhook to Zoho Flow.
Yeah.
And then the second one will be to update a related list. You have a way to update a related list in Zoho Flow. Let's see if I have one. Yeah, let's go here. So one of the actions will be update related module entry, you see?
Yeah.
And here it will ask you for the parent, basically the account ID. And based on that, it can update the contacts related to this account.
I see.
That's probably where I would go if I had no programming ability.
Okay.
Okay.
And the other two options is script or that blue root.
Yes, script or blue root. They have an engine. I don't know if it's mature enough for sale. I talked to Massimo, the owner of the company, about a month ago. He was very close to finish it. But again, I don't know much about that, but
the script is the solution.
It's 3 lines. If it's script, it's like just 3 lines of code. Takes about 3 minutes to do.
Okay, perfect. So that's what we're gonna do then with you later.
Yeah, it's few minutes. I see you today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want, we can spend 3 minutes and do it. It's very quick.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Okay, no problem, my friend. Okay. Chantel, let's open your mic. Okay. I think until now the Zoom webinar experience is better for me because it's easier to search people. I have a search bar and also I can click in one place, allow to talk. So it's much quicker for me. So I like it so far. I hope you guys also enjoy this new tool. Chantel.
Hi, Lior. Good morning. How you doing?
Very good. How are you today?
I'm awesome. Awesome. So, I have I was looking at the workflows and it invoked a question for me, which is, we're an event-based company. And so we need to send out emails and text messages based on a specific date, like a reminder. So I don't think we've been able to figure out how to do that inside the CRM. Is there a way?
Easy.
Okay, good.
First of all, how many people going to get the email?
It is usually about 300.
Okay, that's good. Up to probably 800, I would say it's okay.
Okay.
How important for you is that those people will get the emails?
What kind of question is that? Very, very, very
legit question.
Very.
Okay. If you can see my screen, I have also some videos about it. If you go to the email, in the email deliverability, you have here the email relay. You see it? Okay. You will need to have a relay server because when you're sending from Zoho CRM, when you're sending mass emails or automated emails, it might be drip campaigns and so on, the emails that being sent are being sent by the Zoho campaigns engine. And the Zoho campaigns engine, because it's sending mass emails like MailChimp and all the other mass campaigns, it's not something specific for Zoho. The IP that sending the emails is known as a mass email IP. And therefore, it will go to the promotionals most of the times. And that's right for any company that's sending mass emails. It doesn't matter if it's Zoho, Salesforce, whatever. If you're going to configure an email relay, we work with Oath SMTP. And the only reason that I like them is because you can config once the entire domain. While if you do it with Zoho Mail or Google or all the others, whatever email address that you will have here in the authentication, that will be the email address that will send the emails. So you can choose only one. And for small businesses, by the way, there is no problem to do it. In bigger businesses that you have multiple addresses, that might be a problem. So this is step number one. Step number two, let's assume that you have here an event. I don't have a really a module for that, but let's assume that you have here an event. That will be an events module. And let's say that the closing date will be the event date. Is that okay?
Yes, I'm with you. Yes.
Okay. Now, in the events module, I might have all the participants, all the people who registered for the event, and every event that they register, there will be some kind of a date, right? So here Isaac registered for July 7th, 2021.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Now, you can run a workflow, same drip campaign that I talked to Cody about. The only difference in this drip campaign, instead of running it when it's created, I will run it based on daytime. So if I will have here, let's say the follow-up date, I don't have the same fields, right? And you can have here basically how many days before the event. So let's say email number one will go 20 days before or 15 days before.
Got it. Now I've seen that a million times and just really didn't register, but okay, got it.
Okay, so now my 0 day will be 20 days before. And now from that point on, I will have here how many days after this 0 day, and the 0 will be minus 20.
Got it.
And now 3 days, 7 days. So basically you can climb all the way to your 20 day.
Okay.
So it's just a trick to make it work. And that will be for each participant. So an individual email will be sent for each one. You can load any detail from the event. So it can be good.
Okay. All right. So I get the 0 date, but down here, when you say plus 3 days, that's from the 0 date that you just set?
Yeah, the 0 day in this case is the trigger date. The trigger date is 20 days before.
Okay, makes sense. Okay.
So 20 days, and then you have, let's say, 3 days after will be 17 days.
Yes.
Right? It's just working the other way.
Okay. And then is it just days? Is there anything that's minutes or hours?
You have, yes, but my date field is a full day. If it's a full day, you don't have hours, you have only day. If it's a daytime, then you will have also minutes and so on.
Got it. Okay, so we need to make sure that field is date time.
Daytime, that's right.
Okay. All right, thank you.
No problem. Have a good one. Okay, so that's answer, checkbox. Oscar, let me open your mic, Oscar. Okay, Oscar, your mic is on. How are you
Hey, how's
today,
it going
Oscar?
there, Lior?
Very good.
Can you
How
hear
are
me?
you?
Doing great.
Very good.
All right, so I actually had two questions in there, but my first one was on Zoho Books. Usually what we'll do is we'll have one main contract amount, and we'd like to split it up over a couple different payments. It could be once every month or so. I just wanted to know if there's an easy way to do that, or am I supposed to do multiple invoices?
There are two options. Option number one, I don't know if you have any programming skills in-house or a developer, but one option is to create some kind of a subform inside your system. Okay, so let's say it will be the name of the item here, the description, the amount, and then you can have also one more field that will be payments. Or you can have one field will be monthly. So let me just do it quickly because it's easier to see. Okay, so we have here, let's say that will be the item name. The other one will be okay, that will be, let's say, I assume that you have setup fee and also monthly fee, right?
Yeah, well, we just have like a bunch of items, and then we just send it out as multiple payments. So, you know, it can be a couple different services.
Okay, so you can go like that. So in the cells, you have recurring invoices, and you can define your how many basically payments you want to do. So let's say every month there will be an invoice that being sent. It starts today, and maybe you just do 3 payments. And every invoice will carry the same amount. So that will be, let's say, $500 for each invoice. And here you can define it also to send the invoice, charge for the invoice, and send also the receipt to the client.
Okay.
So that will be a quick one if you want to go with the recurring invoices.
A question for you though, I believe in that way it'll be $500 each month. But let's say we had a list of items. I just wanted to split the total amount over 3 months. Is that also something that'll work with this approach?
You can. It's the same items. You just divide it by number of payments. Oh. So if it's like $10,000, 10 payments, so I will have exactly the same payments, same quantity, just the amount will be divided by 10.
Okay.
So that can work.
All right, that sounds good.
Okay. Any other question?
Yes, I had a second question. We also have canvassing with, we've been using Spotio. Is there anything inside Zoho, either in the CRM or like in Creator? Ideally I wouldn't have to go through making a Creator app, but is there something that is useful for lead canvassing? Hopefully with taking
what is lead canvassing?
So going door knocking.
Oh, I would probably create a Zoho form on a tablet or mobile phone, and just, every time I'm going and I have an interest from a person, I will just enter it to the application and it will create a lead in the system. That's probably what I would do.
Okay.
You're talking when you're door knocking and someone is interested, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's just a small Zoho form that you can create with the details that are interest to you. Probably you want few details because you need to go fast. maybe first name, last name, address, email maybe, or a phone. You just enter them, click submit, and create another one. And then you just go one after the other. And those will be added automatically to your lead system.
Right. So we are using Spodio. It's kind of like an I mean, we were using it before we're switching over to Zoho. And so essentially it was kind of like a mini CRM where you can see like your pipeline and you can see you know, all the people you've knocked, whether they were interested or not. So we were actually tracking both scenarios, you know, whether they answered the door or didn't answer. And then so our idea was that at a certain point, you know, once we knew that they were interested, for those people, then move them to Zoho CRM into.
You can do it also like that. It's whatever works for you, right? I personally am trying to centralize as much work into my Zoho one because I'm already, you know, paying for an application that's giving me lots of abilities. And Zoho Form is a great application. It's doing a great job.
All right. Now, the phone version of Zoho CRM, it has the map for the leads section. Is there anything like that for the computer version?
What do you mean computer version?
Like desktop version, like online versus your phone, the mobile app. Because on the mobile app for the Zoho CRM, it allows you to see a map with all your leads.
Oh, I see what you mean. They have an application named Route. I didn't explore it yet. Is it Route? Route IQ. So you can check it out. It's basically dropping everything on the map and also creating you a route so you can see everything in one shot. Play with it, see if it works for you.
Okay, that sounds like a good option there. I'll have to dig into it.
Yeah, check it out. It's relatively new. I didn't have time to check it out yet, but might work.
All right, thanks a lot. That
Okay.
answers my questions.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one. Okay, Mr. Joseph. Where are you, Mr. Joseph? Let me open your mic. Okay, Joseph, your mic is on. So this is a question about, I imported 8,000 leads. Is there a faster way to bring them into a blueprint? Right now, it seems I have, okay. So the question is, it's a very good question.
Thanks so much, Lior. Good
Mr.
stuff.
Joseph, how are you today?
Fantastic, man. Fantastic.
Very
Thanks
good.
so much. We've used like, I don't even know how much of your stuff now.
Good, good. I'm
It's
happy
nuts.
to hear
The
it.
course is fantastic. The
Thank you.
Simon, we're so close to ready to move forward with Simon. It'll probably be next week.
Simon
Looking
is
into Zuper.
Simon is awesome. He turned
Yeah.
my business upside down. He's fantastic.
Oh, it's going to be a game changer for us as well.
Very good, very good. Happy to hear it. So you have a very good question. So basically, right now, when I'm creating, and let me know if I'm on track. So let's say that I have here a lead. I'm creating some kind of a lead. I click save, blueprint kicks in. Fantastic. When you import, this is not happening, right?
Right.
There is a trick to it. The trick is that you need to have some kind of a change to the lead in order for the blueprint to kick in. The way that I'm doing it, I'm just fooling the system a little bit. I'm grabbing here a small checkbox and I put it somewhere. Usually I have an automation section on the bottom that no one's supposed to see.
Right.
And I just call it dummy checkbox. Now, I am going to the leads, and this is an important part because you have thousands of them, right?
Right.
You are going here and you create a new custom view, and the new custom view will be unchecked dummy checkbox.
I like where you're going with this. This is great.
Okay, so that's dummy checkbox is not selected.
Right.
Good. And now, obviously, I will get everything. Now, before I will show you that, and then I can see a problem because you have lots of records. I will go here. I will click on the 17. Now, in your case, you will have more than 100. When 100 will be in one view.
Right.
And you will have here on the top a small link, and it will say select all records in this view.
Oh, fantastic.
You click on that, and then all the 8,000 will show up.
That's awesome.
Okay, you click on mass action, mass update, dummy checkbox selected. And then it will update all of them. But there is a limitation on how many workflows you can run in a day. And let's check that 1 second.
I think it's 5,000.
A day?
I think. If it's the same as creator.
Workflow limit. Check it out with Zoho before you run it. I don't want to exhaust all your workflows. Now, another option to do it, the same view that we created here, you can say end. So let's say status or something is, and you select just few of them. Basically, you just create some kind of a way to select instead of 8,000, just 2,000.
Yeah. And to clarify, I think it's 5,000 per workflow, and then however many workflows, any script or function, I think. I could be wrong, but.
If it is the case, it's easy. So you can do uncheck dummy 1, uncheck dummy 2, and 3, and you're done.
Exactly. No problem.
But just don't go into the trap of exhausting your workflows and you're out for the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you can do it in a day that you don't work. Let's say Saturday, Sunday, whatever.
Yeah. Right now we're just doing setup. So all of this is just, before my business partner comes on and does everything anyway. So we're good.
Perfect.
Thank you. I'll
problem.
Do that. As you're doing that, it occurred to me, would it be better to, if we're doing this on a regular basis, bringing in large imports of leads and things like that, to just set up a time-based workflow that says, if a lead just got imported or something? I just don't know how we would do that. I think this is pretty much the easiest thing. It takes me 5 minutes to do. I'll just do this.
If you're doing it all the time, the workflow will not be what I just created. The workflow will be based on daytime, but you need to not on created time. It needs to be, let's say, 15 minutes after created time.
Right.
Right? Because if you do on creation, it will not work. Import cannot initiate a workflow.
Right.
But you can trick the system by doing it 15 minutes after the creation, and that can work.
Smart. I like
okay.
It. Too easy. Awesome.
Easy.
Mind if I ask one clarifying point on what you had said with the email relay?
Yes.
So we had looked into that, and right now it's just going to be one guy sending out any emails, sending out any text.
Which email server using? Gmail, Zoho, Outlook?
Well, we're actually in Zoho Mail.
Zoho Mail.
Yeah.
You can set up here Zoho as your relay server. As long if you have one, fantastic. Use that. And then the emails will be sent from your Zoho Mail account and not from the Zoho campaigns. And therefore, you will have great deliverability.
Okay, fantastic. So that's a different thing from just setting up, because we did that with the email authentication, obviously with both. So it's
This is a must. Without that, you have nothing.
right. Yeah.
Right?
No,
Without that, you have nothing. Go go to the beach, have fun, don't work. So this is a must. Without
Right.
that, it's stupid to run a business. 50% goes to garbage. Email relay is to raise the number of deliverability
okay.
percentage that you have.
Great.
It's just getting more for your work. That's it.
That's exactly what my question was, is it just an alternative or does it actually raise the bar? And so that's
Raise 100%. We
Awesome.
tested it many times. It
That's
is
fantastic.
raising. All the relay servers will be the same. It doesn't matter, but you need to have a relay server.
Fantastic. And I just had to ask you one off question because I've seen you in a number of videos say you don't usually do Creator or just train people on Creator, but I'm just curious, do you have your own databases that you use Creator for?
Not really. I'm trying to do
Pretty
everything
much just, yeah.
with CRM if I can.
Okay.
And if not, I have just developers that I'm using for Creator, but once in a blue moon.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we didn't even use CRM first, so we built everything in Creator first. And now we're kind of diverting and putting everything into CRM and linking the two and integrating and all that stuff. So great stuff, though. A pleasure chatting with you. Thanks.
Same here. Thank you, Joseph. Have a good one.
You too.
Okay. So we're out of time, but let me run a few more questions. I don't want people to wait for without getting an answer. So Julia, let me open your mic. Okay, so Julia, your mic is on. How are you, Julia?
Amazing. How are you?
Very good, very good. How can I help you?
So I wanted to know that if we have records in the client module, well, that is contacts, I'm sorry, we call it clients. We have a record there. And so now we add a, maybe we're uploading a list to import into the CRM, but this record is already in contacts. Is there a way to build out a blueprint or a workflow that the CRM will recognize that John Doe is already in contacts, so it won't create a lead, but more so just update the contact that's already there, so we don't have that record in leads and contacts. Is there a way to do that?
No, I have few clients that are very sensitive to data, and we created for them scripts that every time that a contact or a lead are being created, is checking on all the leads and checking all the contacts. And if there is a duplicate, it will just have some kind of a check mark in their system that's saying this is a duplicated record.
Okay, how would we be able to do that? I would like to mark it at least to know that John Doe is in contacts too, and then we could, I guess it would be manually fixing it.
Correct. That will be manually fixed by doing that. One more thing that you can do, it will not help the specific case that you are talking about. It's to run the deduplicate leads, which is checking, but it's checking only the leads, and contacts checks only the contacts, but you want to cross-reference.
Yes.
Yeah, you will need a developer to do it for you, to write a script. And if you have a developer, you can ask him to do it. I don't see a big problem to do it. And if you don't have anyone and you need some help, we can give you developers that can do it for you. No
Okay.
issues.
And then you said we can do something that will mark the record of the lead, that it shows that it's in another module.
Correct. It
how do
can
you do
say
that?
it will just check mark, for example. It's up to you, right? So it can or check mark and tell you this is a duplicate, and it can also show you a link to the record that was found.
Oh,
So if
and
you like, you can click on it and then it will match.
would we do that in Blueprint or workflows?
No, it's all, that will be done eventually by a workflow that is triggering a function. So when there is a new record created, it will automatically invoke the function that will do the search for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's go to Michael. If he's still on, because I know that we're after time, but let's see. So Michael, your mic is on if you're still with us.
Yes, I am. Thank you, Lior.
How are you, Michael?
Very well, and yourself?
Very good, sir. How can I help you?
So to save time, because I know we're over time, do you have any videos on Zoho People by any chance?
No, sir. I'm not good at Zoho People. I tried.
Yeah,
my brain doesn't work like that. I really tried.
No worries. I would say the most important thing is a sales blueprint. We would like for when our salesperson goes to make a call, that they can follow a pretty step-by-step script and kind of check off and then enter information that then will get entered into the lead or the contact. How can I get that started? And do you have any videos on that?
The problem is not the video, because we have in the Zoho CRM course lesson, I think 13 and 14 are about how to do that. The click by click is not the problem. The problem is to think in a structured way and say, okay, step number one, what's going to be the button? If you click on the button, what questions will be asked? And based on that, continue and create this blueprint. So the short question is, yes, it's a blueprint, and we have videos also on YouTube and the course to accommodate the need. Long answer is, you will probably need someone to help you identify how to structure the blueprint so it will match your business and actually fix the problems that it's supposed to fix.
Right. Okay. And I'm in your course right now, and I do see lessons 13 and 14. And I'm a huge fan of Draw.io. I'm just happy to see that you use that as well. And so I would imagine I would just create the blueprint in Draw.io and then watch your video 13 and 14 and then be able to produce it. Is that sound like the correct way to kind of tackle this?
You are correct, exactly. And I'm happy that you like Draw.io, and that means that you are a strategic thinker and structured. So blueprint will be fantastic for you. You will really enjoy it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, it actually just means I've been trying for a long time, hitting my head on a wall. And then I figured that out. And then I saw you use it, and it was exciting to see that I at least got through to something. So I appreciate that. And lastly, is there a possibility to be able to create a button so that we can do mass SMS from any module? Because I've noticed that it seems like I can do it from some modules, but like, for example, we've created an employee module, and we're looking to just hopefully be able to send an SMS to our employees like, hey, are you available for this date?
Let me tell you the solution that I found. So the answer is no, you can't. But I will show you what you do, what you can do. Sorry. You can have here a toggle that will be contact type. Contact type can be customer, can be a vendor, can be an employee, anything. And then you have all the people that you are working with, they will be in leads or contacts. And that's it. No more employee module, vendor module, whatever. So it's just contacts and leads. And from here, you will be able to do the mass SMS. All those plugins are not working on custom modules, none of them.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. That's a really great, easy workaround. We definitely can transfer them into contacts and then also create a lead source of an employee, and then possibly even change that field name if that's possible as well.
I'm with you, 100%. That's what you need to do. Yeah, and that will simplify the hell out of your system.
You're so amazingly efficient. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you,
finding
sir.
time.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Okay, let's see. Mukul will be the last one for today. We had a busy day today. Okay, let's go. Mukul, where are you? Okay, so Mukul, your mic is on. If you are still with us.
Hi, Lior.
Yes, you are. How are you, Mukul?
Pretty good. I enjoyed many YouTube videos.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
And not only you explain technical stuff, you make it simple and very efficient. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the kind words. Thank you.
I'm, if you will, a little background about me. I'm 75 years old. This is my retirement activity. I'm giving back my know-how.
Nice.
So I have created a software product and I want to launch it as a subscription product.
Mm-hmm.
So my question was, should I be using campaigns or let go campaigns and do all the work in marketing automation? And can you give me maybe some tips in 2-3 minutes?
Yeah, so marketing automation will be Marketing Hub. I don't use Marketing Hub because I don't think it's ready for work personally. It's just there are always small bugs. And I find that when you work and you have those small bugs or things not working exactly how you like them to work, you burn just too much time on it. So for me, marketing automation probably will not work. Zoho Campaigns is a very good product. It's in the market for many years, doing fantastic job. I would probably go with Zoho Campaigns, a very good product.
Thank you. You already helped me save a ton of time.
Thank you, my friend. Okay, very good. So guys, thank you very much for being with me today. Sorry for being 8 minutes after time, but I hope I was able to give you some value. See you next week. Bye-bye.